Well, I know you wanted to start today with something. So you're a big fight guy. If you don't know Covino and Rich, Covino, I'll give him props. I don't know anyone that really knows more about the fight game than him because Covino will watch fights that no one else watches. Like, he'll come in on a Monday and be like, yo, you guys see Munguia? I'm like, Munguia? Is that a fake name you made up?
Mario Barrios. That's the one you love.
Oh, yeah, Mario Barrios, Chocolatito Lopez.
Well, the thing is, I'm a fan. No, these are real names. Look, I'm a fan. I can't say.
I need that as a ringtone.
I can't say I'm an expert or anything like that. I'm just a fan. So I grew up in that environment, so I just love watching fights. I watch any fight.
No, you are the boy that cried Fight of the Year.
True. I mean, I see some great fights.
You are the guy that gets hyped up for the fights that no one else does. So, Canelo, Triple G, Part 3.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited about it.
I'm casually intrigued.
I mean, the casual fan should be excited about it. If you're not, then, I'm here to tell you that you should be. September 17th, it's going to be a war. Even Ryan Garcia, who's sort of Team Canelo, right? Because Vatos stick together.
Yeah.
Vatos stick together for the most part. Even Ryan Garcia said, I don't know what it is, but I have a feeling that Triple G is going to win this one.
I saw other people speculating whoever loses may be thinking about retirement.
Well, if Canelo loses, he is back-to-back losses, right?
And then you're thinking,
and you got to figure his confidence is shook a little bit.
It's got to be.
Right? Coming down in weight to fight Triple G again. Mexican style. Triple G, one of my favorites. The only time I root against Canelo is when he's fighting Triple G because I'm such a Triple G fan. I love that guy.
But this conversation's not about the fight.
No, it's not about the
It's
fight at all.
about the face-off at Yankee Stadium. They did a little press. They were doing, making the rounds, and there they are, right by home plate. Canelo Alvarez.
I'd like to say hello to the New York fans. Triple G drama show.
Hello, Bronx.
Hello, Bronx. Happy to be here.
Triple G, a character. The guy's like a caricature of himself. I love Triple G.
Dude, I'd never seen some guy that unassuming kick so much ass. And that's why I loved him always. But again, I like Canelo too. I got to make it very clear. Yes, I'm a fight fan. And yes, I like Canelo a lot, right? As a half Mexican myself, there's a lot of pride there. He makes the people proud. He's one of the greats. And I only say that because I want to preface what I'm about to say.
And by the way, Canelo, for those non-bilingual people, cinnamon. Hence the red hair. Oh, look at that. Hey, you learned a little something. Who needs Rosetta Stone when you got Covino and Rich?
Dropping knowledge, Rich Davis.
I know. Well, Canelo, not great in the commercials with Sly Stallone. Be bolder. He's sort of like, not a great actor, but a hell of a fighter.
Right.
People say, other than his last fight, the only thing was, before the last loss, he had one loss, and it was against Mayweather, and everyone will say he was way young. He was like a kid when he fought Mayweather. But now you're right, coming off a loss, fighting Triple G, can't lose again. But they do this face-off at Yankee Stadium.
Which was awesome, because the first time I'd ever seen anything like that, ever.
Hey, it's a big platform to say, hey, we're going to cross-promote, do a little promo tour. Yankee Stadium.
Hello, Bronx. How do I look in the pinstripes? Triple G.
So they do a dual first pitch. And I had this problem with Kevin Durant years ago. And I'm with you. I had this feeling when I saw Canelo Alvarez throw baseball.
It's not even the first pitch that made me shake my head. It was the warm-ups. A video went viral of Canelo in the locker rooms, like behind the scenes somewhere in the clubhouse, throwing warm-ups. And it just looked so terrible. And I even prefaced this. I went to social media. Not to stir the pot, not to be a troll, just to simply voice my opinion. I was like, I love Canelo. I do. Mm-hmm. I love Canelo, but that's just straight up embarrassing. And I got so much negative feedback, like, what do you know? You're a tool. Shut your face. You're just jealous. I'm like, hey, granted, yeah, he's throwing the first pitch at Yankee Stadium.
While that all may be true.
While that all may be true. And he's a legend. He's at Yankee Stadium. I know I could throw a strike, and I know I could throw a ball. It is beyond me how a professional athlete at an elite level, granted he's a boxer, cannot throw a baseball. How one's mechanics could be so terrible, and the only way you could possibly defend it is if you yourself throw the same way. So if I'm offending you right now, and the shoe fits, I suggest you wear it, because it only says to me that you never played a game of catch in your life. I find there to be no excuse whatsoever for an athlete especially to not be able to throw a ball.
I take pride in disagreeing with Covino just because I love to. But he's right. I can't quite understand it. I guess it comes down to, over the last 25 years, when someone's good at a sport at a very young age, they are told to sort of stay in their lane.
Right.
Hey, Canelo, you're only going to box. Yo, Kevin Durant, put down that baseball, put down that football.
Hold on. The dude never skipped a rock in a lake?
Pick up the basketball. I think you see this a lot of times.
I get that. Sometimes, in order to be one of the greats, you have to have a singular focus, right? Like, I take a little pride in being a well-rounded nobody, but could still look decent, shooting a basket, throwing a baseball.
You can throw a spiral.
Even throwing a punch. This guy can only throw a punch from what I see mechanically, and he's not the only guy. He's just the most recent example.
Is that the explanation? 877-99 on Fox. Let's take some phone calls. We'll get some feedback. Covino and Rich in for Doug Gottlieb. Is it simply when you're that elite, you've ignored everything else along the way? Canelo can't throw a baseball, but guess what he could do? Knock out 99.9% of the population.
Well, that's for sure.
In California, you're on with Covino and Rich in for Gottlieb. What's up, man?
Hey, guys. Love the show.
Thanks, man.
And I love Canelo.
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest boxers
Of course.
in the world right now. But he threw that a little bit soft. He didn't have the wind up. He didn't have the follow through. It almost looked like a 6-year-old just learning. Now, I wouldn't say it to his face.
Yeah.
But
well, you know what? People were given. I took the temperature on social media because I said I love Canelo, but that's embarrassing, right? People were like, "It's not everybody could throw a baseball." I'm like, you're giving this way too much credit. Yeah, not everybody can throw a 99-mile-per-hour fastball for a strike.
Yeah,
but you should be able to throw a ball.
Every time there's some type of Baba Booey, 50 Cent, embarrassing first pitch. Who did it recently? Steve Aoki? Like, anytime there's an embarrassing first pitch, honestly, to wrap up what you're saying, it's true. I assume this person did not play as a kid. It's like if you're at the gym shooting some hoops. If you see some guy use both of his hands for a jump shot, like, I'm not talking one to guide, like I don't know, like he's pushing the ball, like,
Yes.
It's like, yo, did this guy ever play ball? Ever?
I mean,
what did you do from the time you were 5 until you discovered women? What did you do?
I know it sounds,
because I feel like
sounds wrong.
The answer is probably playing sports as a kid, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
So that was my observation. However, to wrap it up, both Canelo and Triple G threw strikes at Yankee Stadium for their face-off for the big fight, September 17th. I'm pumped about it. And his mechanics were a lot better once he was out there on the field. So maybe it was like how he was warming up in the clubhouse or whatever. But, the thought dawned on me. We see this so often, and people make excuses. And it's like, there really shouldn't be that much of an excuse for you to be that uncoordinated and that bad.
You know what I'm impressed with? A lot of our presidents. Put your political leanings aside. Bush, Obama, Trump, any of the presidents that have thrown out first pitches, all at least look like they played ball. Like I think a president wouldn't do it if they didn't have the mechanics.
Yeah, no, I'm with you because it's like a no-win scenario.
You don't want to look stupid.
Get made fun of.
All right, well.